And good afternoon, good evening, good night, and hello everybody. And I do apologise if the audio was a little bit crappy. It's currently 3 a.m. local time, so I'm trying to be a little bit quiet and not annoy anybody next to me or anything like that. Just wanted to give a little bit of an update and let everybody know that yes, I am alive, and yes, I have made it to the States. So, hello, the Koala has landed. Was interesting. I did not sleep for about 28 hours from when I got up in Australia and waited in security, which was pretty good. I didn't have any sort of an issue leaving Australia. That was fine. Sat on the tarmac, then flew 14 and something hours through till LAX. LAX, you need to do something about your air. Just saying. Just walking through the airport, I almost threw up like twice because of the smell. Oh my god. So flew Economy Plus, which I think might have been a little bit of a waste of money. The Premier Access, I fully endorse using Premier Access. It's like $24 or something like that for each ticket each way. I'm just going to take... No, that's the mic. I'm going to take this one out so I can make sure I'm not being too loud. The Premier Access, so you can get the extra to the terminal and to the check-in desk. Brilliant. The Economy Plus, you don't really get much extra in terms of legroom or anything like that, so I think I'll probably forego that on the way back. Flight attendants were lovely. Had the pleasure of taking the last flight by Captain Williams, who had worked with United Airlines for about, I think they said 25, 30 years. So she did an amazing job. Shout out to you. So on the flight, the first thing that I did was order a Coke because I wanted to have a little bit of caffeine. So it turns out that they were having American Coke on the flight. High fructose corn syrup sucks. I tried Coke on the plane. I tried Fanta when I landed at LAX. I've tried Sunkist now that I've been at the hotel as well. It's not nice. I think I'm going to be following people's advice and trying to get a hold of some of the Mexican sodas just so that I can, So, because at least I've had some of the Mexican sodas while I was in Australia, so I know what they taste like. But I feel so sorry for you guys in America with the high fructose stuff. It's there's better stuff out there. Basically, is what I'm trying to get at. 14 hours on the plane, didn't sleep a wink, despite picking my spot and whatnot. I got stuck next to a lovely young lady and her, I want to say 1-year-old, which was fine. I'm usually a pretty good traveler. I don't have any issues with kids or anything like that. The sound cancelling headphones were quite good. I was glad that I had my own for when I needed it, but the quality of them was pretty good. So I'm not complaining about that. And she was lovely. The kid was quite cute, smiling and all that sort of stuff. So I helped her when she got up to do stuff and she needed a hand and that sort of thing. So it's just kind of guy that I am. Guy on my left, I didn't really talk to at all. Not very conversational or anything like that. I watched a bunch of movies. 65 was okay. Like that Adam Driver movie. I didn't like it's a cheesy plot line, like an offshoot of humanity that existed long before us is like exploring the universe, and Adam Driver crash lands on Earth just before the meteorite that killed the dinosaurs. So it was good to pass the time. Watched a lot of Young Sheldon and a couple other movies. What else did I watch? Crap, I can't even remember now. Star Wars, watched New Hope, which, oh my God, you forget how bad the CGI is until you go back and rewatch it. Lucas, why did you touch that? Like, it's so bloody obvious and it's so terrible. Trying to think what else. See, when you're sitting in a tin can for 14 hours, there's not a huge amount to talk about. There was a little bit of turbulence, wasn't too bad. I was mostly just sitting there watching, playing around on my phone. I think I did like 200 levels of a match 3 game, and then food wasn't too bad. I wasn't I don't do eggs, so the breakfast I didn't touch the omelette or anything. I had the sausage, had some baked beans, a few other things, which wasn't too bad. Just trying to think if there was anything else. Sorry, it's like 3 a.m. I'm still waiting for my brain to kick in. Thankfully, the time zone hasn't been too bad, because that's the other thing that United did. They actually turned the lights off on the plane to try and help us sync our body rhythms and whatever to our destination, which I thought was impressive. So at like 2 in the afternoon, they shut off all the lights in the cabin to match the darkness that it was going to be in America at the time. But I don't think it really mattered for me, because I stayed up the entire time. So by the time I got into my hotel, I was ready to crash anyway, which thankfully it was in the evening. So all I did was stay up the extra couple of hours, setting up internet and doing various other bits and pieces. And then when it got to about 8 o'clock, I went to bed and crashed for 8 hours. 8 hours? 6, 7 hours, something like that. So I'm actually not feeling too bad, which is fine. Yeah, so people were worried about me going through LAX. They said that they weren't happy about the fact that was my introduction to America. I didn't think it was too bad. I bought a shot glass to commemorate the fact that I'd been in California, to say that I'd actually been there. Got the Fanta, and then somehow between getting off the international flight at Terminal 4, going through security at Terminal 7, and can I just say, customs and everything, nowhere near as big of a deal as I thought it was going to be. It might just be because I'm a fat white guy coming in from Australia and they didn't really care. The security guards at Terminal 7, though, boy howdy. Those guys were like the most serious guys I've ever met, and they were the type of like American cops that I imagine. Like they were the cops that get portrayed in the media. They were your butch, over-Americanized, loudmouth sort of like. I think you get the idea. Like, everyone else that I met was quite lovely. These guys were shouting. They were, being intimidating for absolutely no reason, frankly, as far as I'm concerned. And for people that had just been on a 14, 15-hour flight or whatever else, I didn't see the need for it, especially given that, we'd already been through security twice at this point. Like, you didn't need to be jerks. Like, not that they were actual jerks, but it was a high-tension situation, unnecessarily, in my opinion. But anyway, so got from there, went over, got the shot glass, sat around, waited for my second flight from LAX to Houston, which was fine. People, if you're going through LAX, make sure you double-check your boarding pass. I recommend that you reprint your boarding pass, because when I left Australia, they printed out both of my boarding passes from Australia to LAX and the one from LAX to Houston. The gate had changed, so I fully suggest that if it's your first time traveling through LAX or through, well, I'd probably say, actually maybe this is just me. Maybe don't take this as advice. I reprinted the boarding pass when I got there to double check things. A, because I lost the one during the security, but B, because I had the what do you call it? I'm just double checking my audio is going through, and I haven't. But yeah, it's going through. Okay. But to double check various things, and so it told me the proper boarding and all that sort of thing. Again, I didn't have Premier Access on the second one. And I highly recommend it. Being in group 4 for boarding on the plane, like boarding after everyone else, yeah, fine, whatever, if you can't afford the $24, but I do highly recommend it, because then you get put in boarding group 2. So after first class, after the armed forces, and after like disabled people and people with kids under 2 years, you're basically the first people on the plane, which it helps. So, and then when I was on the plane from LAX to Houston, I picked up the in-flight magazine, and lo and behold, the magazine was all about going to Melbourne. I thought, what the hell are the odds of that? So then that was a 3-hour 15 flight, I think. There are a bunch of people on that flight, because the flight from Melbourne to LAX actually got delayed by about 40 minutes. So a bunch of people missed their connecting flights, which, thought was interesting. But, it happens. And this is why you allow an appropriate time between your connections. And then what else was there? So flew into Bush at Houston. Had issues with my international credit card, which I was not happy with, but thankfully my digital copy was working. Physical one, for some reason, it was rejecting transactions. So then I got into a taxi with a lovely gentleman that was going on about how it had been like 105, 107 the last few days. And that was good. It didn't really matter. I was worried because I checked I checked getting an Uber to the hotel, and I was a little bit concerned because the physical card wasn't working. I wasn't able to actually get the Uber, so I had to get the taxi. And thankfully I had enough cash on me. Another thing, people, remember, take a little bit of cash in your wallet when you travel. No more than, say, $200 local currency, just so that you're making sure that you've got enough to cover yourself if shit hits the fan when you first get there. Because when I got into Houston, I had no working credit card. I had no internet on my phone. It was not a fun half hour or so until I was able to sort myself out. So yeah, got the bags at Houston, got in the taxi, drove to the hotel, which was almost 40 minutes. I didn't realize that the hotel was quite so far from the airport, because you don't realize that Houston's quite that big. But then, I'm used to smaller sized cities. So, but anyway, so then I checked in with the lovely receptionist, who was quite helpful. Physical card worked for some reason, so have no complaints there. And yeah, what else am I going to say? Basically came in, ordered some room service, had some buffalo shrimp, which, portions. Everyone was telling me the portion sizes were going to be huge. This particular one wasn't, but I'm not complaining. So I had some buffalo shrimp. Freaked out when they gave me crisps instead of chips, because the 6-inch sub that I ordered said that it came with chips, and I was like, oh, okay, so it already comes with fries. I don't have to worry about it. No. In other countries, hot food does not come with a packet of chips. This is what we send to our kids to school with: a sandwich and a packet of chips. Okay. But at least now I know that if I want hot fries with my food, I need to order fries, not chips. So, got caught out number one. But no, that was good. The 6-inch Philly cheesesteak was quite nice. A little bit different to the ones that I've had previously. Slice of apple pie, that was quite good. I think I've had a little bit better back home, but that's personal preference probably, because it uses actual sugar. And yeah, and then let's see, I did Meaty's NFL draft, which I had no idea what the hell I was doing, but I had 10 minutes, so I logged in and did that. And then I hit the hay and slept, thank God. So now I've got a whole day to myself, just to sort of orientate myself, get used to the surroundings, do a few things. And then we've got the weekend where I've got some people coming down, and I'm going to have some fun. Another few days after that, then Jeff gets in, and then I'll be going to Matsuri, and then flying home. When you put it like that, it really doesn't sound like that long, but I mean, it's what, it's Thursday the 3rd of August. I've got 11 days. So there we go. But guys, it is 3:46 in the morning local time. It's just gone late enough for me to call my daughter and speak to her for the first time since I got on the plane almost 48 hours ago. So I'm going to leave it there. I may or may not do some documentary style stuff like this, but I just wanted to check in and let everyone know that I'd arrived safe and sound and the koala has landed. So I'll talk to you all later. Now, StreamYard is being a little bit of a cow, so I don't actually know when the videos are finishing or going. But hopefully this works. All right. Remember, people, you're not a piece of shit. You do have value and you do contribute to society, especially if you hit that like button for me. And yeah. It's too early in the morning for me to think up a witty new catchphrase. I'll need to think about that while I'm here. Yeah, peace out, guys. Cheers.
This shit, I'm out. Fuck this shit, I'm out. No thanks, don't mind me. I'ma just grab my stuff and leave. Excuse me, please. Fuck this shit, I'm out. Nope. Fuck this shit, I'm out. Alright then. I don't know what the fuck just happened, but I don't really care. I'ma get the fuck up out of here. Fuck this shit, I'm out.